This is Dormouse03 continuing my Max Payne 3 old school walkthrough, and this is chapter 9. And so this chapter is really short. I believe it is the shortest chapter in the game aside from chapter 1. And it's not super challenging either. There are a couple tricky spots, but aside from that, it's not too bad, and it's kind of a nice breather from the challenge of the last level, because yeah, that last chapter there were some places on there that got kind of frustrating just because of the way that it was laid out with all the gravestones and stuff in your way. But we're back in the daylight, or for part of this chapter anyway, and we will be introduced to the police enemies who just take a pounding. You have to really be accurate with headshots and put a lot of bullets into them, or they just won't die. So here's an introduction to them. This chapter is really just a lot of exposition. So these are the first guys to kill, and you sort of take them out of the police's way, and why they don't wonder who the hell shot those guys, I'm not sure. Maybe that explosion disoriented them, but in any case, you sneak past the police there, and then you come around here, and you may be able to just skip these guys altogether, but I killed them. I got hurt a little bit, actually, in trying to do that, but it wasn't too bad. So you may be able to just run past them, and that will make life a little bit easier. But if not, just take them out. And so this is pretty standard stuff, aside from the police taking a bunch of damage and having to be a little bit more careful with your bullet placement than you may have been before on this playthrough. So, yep, a lot of exposition, and then here's the first of the police guys that you're going to want to take out. So you want to take care of him quickly, because he comes around where you are not in cover. And then be careful of that guy also on the stairs. He caught me off guard a little bit there, and I paid for it. So be careful of him, and you want to definitely pick up their weapons, because those are good assault rifles, and then use that to take care of his friends. And like I said, with these guys, you do want to prioritize headshots. When I was fighting gang members, sometimes I went for body shots just because I knew that would be effective at taking them out. But body shots for these guys are not going to kill them. And so you want to, like, look at that. I'm shooting him in the chest, and it's just not effective. Not effective at all. So you want to do what I did to that other guy. Try to knock off their helmets if they have them, and shoot them in the head. And that will be your easiest way through this. But there, I think, is one more guy who will come out of this alleyway, and I'm desperate for painkillers right now. But as I said, this chapter is not very long, so you probably don't need very many painkillers to get through it. So I'm like, someone's chasing this guy. Where is he? Try to peek around this corner here. And are there two there? Yes, there are two. So I'm going to surprise this guy, and then kill his buddy behind him. And see how many bullets it takes when you don't shoot them in the face? It's just, yeah, you need to try to shoot them in the head. And I mean, that's a good policy to have throughout the rest of the game. I don't know, I'm a more of a whatever works kind of person, and so if shooting them in the chest will work almost as effectively as shooting them in the head. I don't worry about my precision quite as much, but for these levels, you need to. So I kept this in. That was the one clue that I missed on this level my first time through, and I don't know how I missed it the first time, but that's the dead Ufe guy. Is right there, just in case someone is like me and didn't find him. And now you're going to get a little bit more exposition, and you're going to go through a few more little areas, kick open the door, and there's nothing in this room except this really frightened lady, and one of those TVs that you can watch, and some painkillers in there, and I'm like, ooh, painkillers, give me. Because they're pretty scarce on this chapter, or at least I couldn't find very many of them. So, and that's probably to do with the fact that it's so short, and the fact that it's not all that challenging. But I tried to bust through the door here, but you can't. So you will proceed on, and they're gonna kill that guy, and then there are a few people across the way from you, and if there were any dudes right in front there, I just ignored them and went straight into this room right here, where I start getting shot up immediately, and you need to take cover pretty quickly right here. And they will toss grenades, so you want to be careful of those. A lot of times they won't actually get them through the window. So like there's one to my left, but it's on the level below me, so it doesn't hurt. But you do want to be aware of where they are when the grenades hit. So I believe there was only those two guys across there. And I was trying to be cautious going through this area because I didn't want to get hit by those police guys, because their weapons are really good, and they will take you out pretty quickly with those. So here's another bullet time sequence where you just want to clear out the dudes in the helicopter up here. And just put as many bullets into them as you can, and eventually you will kill them. And yeah, you shoot this guy's rocket, and you will be through with that little segment. And I believe this next part is the section that I found tricky. So after you land here, Max does a good job of getting blown up and falling through things and hitting his head, and the man, in addition to his alcoholism, has to have several concussions by this point. So his CAT scan's not gonna look too good, most likely. But in typical Max Payne fashion, as far as this game goes, he gets his guns taken off of him here. Oh, that happens after this segment. So I tried to see if I could save that dude by killing these guys quickly, but I don't know. I don't think you can, because it didn't look like they shot him to me, but he was dead when I went up there. So I don't think you can save that dude. He's toast. And the guy, one of them, at least one of them, did something that will continue to happen throughout the game, especially from here on out, that was sort of annoying to me. Like, when you shoot guys and kill them, sometimes they will continue to hold down their trigger as they're dying and flailing, and so sometimes random bullets from that can really mess you up. If you aren't staying in cover. So sometimes I'll come out and shoot guys and think that I'm safe because, you know, I had the drop on them, and they just continue to shoot after they're dead, and I get sprayed by their bullets. So be careful of that. That's not super fun. But here is the section that I was talking about that's sort of tricky. Max got disarmed by some guys, but he picked up some other weapons fairly quickly. And now, after you to this nice ledge climbing, which I'm so happy that you couldn't fall, this section right here I found kind of tough. Because those guys right there, that is a weird angle. At least it was for me, and to try to kill them quickly and get headshots on both of them was kind of challenging. And then you have a bunch of dudes over there, and there is something that will explode inside that building. Actually, I think it's on the ground there, kind of to the right. And I don't know if I managed to hit it in this playthrough. I think I did not. But if you can hit that, that will help you out. But if not, you just really want to be careful here. And you want to... There, I did hit it. Fantastic. So it was sort of in that area where I was shooting right then, in the middle. And you want to take out the two guys that I killed first right off the bat, because if you don't kill them quickly, they will come around and flank you, and it's not good news. And then you want to try to clean up other people from where I stayed for the majority of the time, because if you come over here too quickly, they will push forward on you and come up this middle section where I'm killing these guys now. But if you stay back, they won't rush quite as much, and you can take them from a safer distance. So that's at least how I handle the section. And you want to make sure before you push forward here, I'm being pretty tentative. You want to make sure that people are dead, because I have gotten myself into a bad situation when I thought that everyone was dead, and not quite everyone was actually dead. So you want to be careful there. Guys will spawn once you jump down here, so there's 2 or 3 of them. I think there are 2 right now, and then 2 more will join them. So that was not the cover I wanted. I wanted this one. And yep. So I think either that's a different guy or the first one didn't die, and then there's a guy up in that balcony there. So you want to kill him, and you see how many bullets these guys take. They're just powerhouses. That was sort of an awkward angle to blind fire from, but you see how that guy's gun went off as he was falling, and he wasn't dead, and if I had been out of cover, that could have potentially shot me. And so that is, I mean, I guess it's realistic, but it's kind of an annoyance, because you're never really safe out of cover, even if you've got the drop on someone and have killed them. So that is effectively the end of this level. The only thing left is some cutscenes that I will trim out, and the quote-unquote boss of this segment, and it's just some quick time events, so it's nothing too challenging there, but you do want to make sure that you hit them, because I was eating a sandwich and I missed one of them, and it failed me pretty quickly. So, but there is nothing challenging about that if you're not eating a sandwich. So that is the end of Chapter 9. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in Chapter 10.